This is the sports betting top picks and plays. This is for the National Hockey League, the NHL. My name is Abby. It's Saturday, March the 15th. I'm just going to be doing 3 games, the NHL games today that I've handpicked that I'm going to be playing. Again, these are oddslogic.com. Again, they give you the latest line updates for the totals, money line, and puck lines. That's oddslogic.com. First game is going to be Nashville and LA. Total open up at 5.5. The money line, LA is favored. Since then, it's still staying at 5.5. LA is still favored in this one. So we'll look into this game closer. We'll look at the line history in this game, just to see where the public and the sharps are in this game. Public on LA. Yeah, the public is on LA in this game, so we'll look into this one further. That's LA and Nashville. So they already played twice already. This game is in LA. The first 2 meetings were in Nashville. First meeting November 4th. LA won 3-0. Was under 6 goals. Second game, December 21st, it was in Nashville. It was 3-2 Nashville. They won in overtime. It was under 5.5 goals. The last, I'd say 5-6 meetings have gone under. So this is the third meeting now. Nashville 5-5 last 10, 3-7 to the under. Nashville 4-1 last 5 games, and are 3-2 to the over. LA 5-3-1-1 last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. LA's won 4 straight games. They're 4-1 last 5, and are 1-4 to the under. For me, it's very simple in this game. I'm going to be taking. I like what LA is doing. They usually play these games under, and LA's at home. LA at home. Their last 4 or 5 games have been mainly unders. 4 out of the 5 games have been unders, and I like how they're playing defensively. They're playing a lot of smart hockey. Basically, I call it smart hockey, whereby they're from the scores and the way they're playing. It's just very basically defensive hockey, where they're not making a lot of mistakes and they're winning hockey games, keeping it low scoring. So basically from what I'm seeing is mistake-free hockey, low scoring, and playing good defense. So I think that continues tonight. I can see that continuing tonight. So I like the under. I like under 5.5 goals here. I like the under here in this game. I don't have any other play in this game. No puck line or anything. I just like the under. I like under 5.5 goals. So I'm going to take the under here. That's my play for that game. The next game we're going to look at here, it's going to be, let's see if I can get that here. Yeah, St. Louis at Minnesota. This one here, the total opened at 5.5, and the money line is St. Louis favored in this game at 5.5. Total still 5.5. Minnesota still favored. So we're going to look into this game further, just to look at the line history in this game. And St. Louis is getting all the public play. St. Louis is getting the public play here. As a underdog, they're getting the public play. And the under is getting the play as well. So St. Louis in the under. St. Louis, Minnesota under. And St. Louis is getting the public play as well. So we'll look into this game further. At St. Louis, Minnesota. Head-to-head 6-4. They played the last 3 games. This is the 4th and final meeting. Yeah, they've won. Minnesota's beaten this team 3 straight times. First meeting, 4-1 St. Louis. It was under 6 goals. The second meeting was in St. Louis. Again, 4-2. St. Louis over 5.5 goals they've made. Sorry, St. Louis. The first meeting was in St. Louis. Minnesota won. Excuse me, Minnesota won 4-1 as a favorite, and it was under the total. Second meeting was in St. Louis. Minnesota won 4-2 over 5.5. Third meeting. This one's in Minnesota, and Minnesota won. Minnesota won 6-4, was over 5.5 goals. So this is the fourth and final meeting. St. Louis 6-2, 1-1 last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. Again, St. Louis is on a 6 game road trip. This is the final game of the 6 game road trip. So they are right now 2-3 on the road trip, 2-3 for the last 6 games. The last 5 games, 2-3, and they are on the 5 game road trip right now. They're 3-2 to the over. So 3-2 to the over St. Louis on this road trip, 2-3 on the road trip. So they're hoping to win this game to go to even up the series 3-3 on the road trip. Minnesota 4-5-1 last 10, 4-6 to the under. Minnesota 2-3 last 5 games, 1-4 to the under. So Minnesota playing to the under, St. Louis playing to the over. St. Louis playing to the over in this one. So let's look at this one further. So St. Louis has lost 2 straight games. Minnesota have been up and down, 1-4. 2-3 last 5 games. Let's look at this one here. Let's look at this game further. We'll look at the team total and see. Let's get a better angle on this game for the team total. We'll look into that. So team total here, Minnesota and St. Louis. See if we can get a better angle on this one. Minnesota's averaging 2 goals. Let's see. It's a tight one, man. I'm gonna go with the public and lean to the under 5.5 goals. I'll go with the public and take the under in this game, under 5.5. I know the last. Actually, let me rethink this again. Man, this is a tough game. This one's tricky. I was gonna take the under, but I'm rethinking this now. Boy, oh boy. I gotta rethink this one because St. Louis has lost 2 straight games. Man, this one is tricky. I'll take you know what I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take St. Louis over 2.5 goals. The reason being, this is the better angle for me because on the 5 game road trip so far, they're averaging about 3 goals in this. They're averaging about 3 goals on the road trip. Aside from the LA game where it went 2-1, it was 2-1. They lost in overtime. They're averaging on the road trip at least 2.5. They're averaging, I'd say, about 3 goals on this road trip. So I'm going to take St. Louis. St. Louis team total over 2.5 goals. I think St. Louis gets over 2 goals, 2.5 goals in this game. Like I said, they're averaging about 3 goals on the road trip. So I like St. Louis here to get over 2.5 goals. I like him here. I know the first two games when they played each other, they've averaged about 2 goals, but the last game they scored 4. He scored 4 against Minnesota, so I like him here to carry some momentum from the last meeting that they played, and from the game that they lost to against Pittsburgh, where they scored 3 goals in a loss. So I like St. Louis over 2.5 goals. Team total over 2.5 goals. St. Louis. I like that angle. So that's the angle I'm going to take. I'm not going to do the total under 5.5. So scratch that one out. Just ignore that. It'll be team total St. Louis Blues over 2.5 goals. I like that angle better. Because like I said, they're averaging about 3 goals on the road trip right now. So the final game I'm going to look at here will be Chicago-Vancouver. The total is 6. Open up at 6. Vancouver favored. So the totals come down to 5.5. We'll look into this one further. Look at this one here. So Vancouver is favored. The public's all over Vancouver. Looking to see the totals, see where they're on. Okay, so basically it's the public likes Vancouver, so nothing on the total to see where the public likes. So we'll look into this further here. So Chicago, Vancouver. So they've already played twice already. First game in Chicago was over the total, 5.5. Vancouver won 6-3. Second game, November 16th in Vancouver. Vancouver won 4-1, was under 6. So this is the third meeting. Chicago 3-5-2 last 10 games, 6-3-1 to the over. Chicago's lost 3 straight games. They're 1-4 last 5 games, and they're 2-1 last 5 games as well. Vancouver 4-6 last 10 games, 4-6 to the under. Vancouver's 3-2 last 5 games, and 2-3 to the under in this game. So both teams, Vancouver playing to the under, and Chicago is even to 2-1. And this is going to be the last game of the 4-game road trip. They're 0-3 Chicago right now, so they're looking to get a win on this road trip. Chicago only averaging 2 goals on the road trip. They're not really scoring that much on the road trip. They're having a tough time on the road trip. So let's look at this one, Chicago, Vancouver. Let's see. Yeah, Vancouver's beaten them twice already. This might be a look-ahead spot for Vancouver because they got Utah. They lost to Utah 2-1, so this might be a look-ahead spot for Vancouver. Just beware that it might be a look-ahead spot for the Canucks. Let me look here. Let me look at the team total again, because this might be a look-ahead spot here. Remember, Chicago's lost 3 straight. Yeah, this might be a look-ahead spot. Let me look at the team total and see something. Yeah, the only way for me to play this, I'm going to take the Chicago Blackhawks team total under 2.5 goals. I don't think Chicago's going to score more than 2 goals in this game. Because like I mentioned earlier, Chicago in the last 3 games, they're just averaging around 2 goals. They haven't scored more than 2 goals on this road trip. So I don't see that changing here tonight against Vancouver. So I like team total under 2.5 goals. Chicago team total under 2.5 goals. Chicago. Yeah, so that's the play I'm gonna do instead of taking Vancouver on the puck line plus the 1.5 goals, because this might be a look-ahead spot against Utah. The safer bet for me is team total Chicago under 2.5 goals. I like that play better. All right, so for today, those are the 3 games that I've done. 3 Hockey games. I've limited my card for NHL because we're getting close to the end of the season, so I'm not doing as much NHL. The volume of NHL is not too much like before. So I like those three games to give you two team totals and a total. Two team totals and a full game total. So no, I haven't done any puck line plays or money line plays today. So that's the card for today. Whether you fade or follow those plays or not, it's up to you. I just basically look at the games, like what I see, make my assessment, and go from there. Again, I still hope you cash some big tickets for the NHL and have a big night. Whatever you do, fade or follow. Hit the like and subscribe button for more NHL picks and plays. Good luck this evening. My name is Abby. Stay true to yourself. Stay blessed. Stay humble. Believe in yourself. Take care. Peace.